Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have a UU battle against some guy on the Smoking Battle Finder named Draco Master. Well, guy or girl. I'm not exactly sure which. I just kind of tend to assume that most men play competitively, and there's not that many female competitive battlers. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, we had a great UU match, and the team I'm using is actually my League of Legends UU theme team. So I could have made this a League of Pokemon, but I was like, I kind of prefer making League of Pokemon a whole thing where the opponent also has a League of Legends themed team. So that's probably what I'll do from now on, even if I use League of Legends themed teams in regular battles. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. He's going to lead off with his Nidoqueen as I lead off with my Gligar, because I figured, yeah, pretty decent. Now I'm going to bring in my Chandelure, because honestly, Chandelure is kind of the dead weight for this battle. I mean, yeah, it could probably, I don't know, maybe Oko the Cofagrigus and come in use later on with maybe the Mian Xiao missing a high jump kick or something. But overall, I have other stuff to counter both of those, so I was okay with losing my Chandelure at that point, and getting off that damage is going to be very nice. And I go for an Air Slash and get a crit, so that probably would have been around maybe 25% damage or something like that without the crit. Or 33% damage. It looks like it did a pretty good amount of damage right there. And, well, I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz because I was just trying to go for the kill. He has Protect, though, so, you know, he knows I'm going to just probably go for the Bug Buzz again. He switches to Cofagrigus, and seeing how more or less poorly that Cofagrigus took that, it's obviously going to be an offensive variant of Cofagrigus. Now, whether it's a offensive Calm Mind or anything like that, I'm not really sure, but he reveals the Trick Room, so he is obviously going to be the Trick Room Nasty Plot set. And I feel pretty safe here to go for a Toxic, as it will, you know, help basically stall him out and stuff like that. And actually, this is a specially defensive Gligar, so I can take a hit, surprisingly, even at +4, as you'll see later. And I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks. He is going to make a bit of an over-prediction here, and kind of a strange one in predicting me to bring in Bisharp, which is interesting, and I guess I could have, but I figured I could take a Shadow Ball because I am specially defensive Gligar, so I thought I'd probably be okay more or less to, you know, not die, I guess. So I'm going to go for Roost here, just as I want to, you know, kind of see if I can take that, and it looks like I can. I can't take another one, though, but I think his Trick Room is going to wear off this turn, which is actually fantastic. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake here, and now he's going to make another slight over-prediction, which I also found interesting on this one. He's going to go for the Thunderbolt, thinking I'm just going to bring in the Milotic to absorb an Ice Beam, which isn't a bad prediction, because I could have done that, but at this point, I figure I don't really need Gligar, because Umbreon will die to... Umbreon more or less will die to a Bug Buzz, so I'm okay, you know, not to have essentially my Gligar. I don't really need it anymore to take hits, because the rest of his team kind of looks like they have to set up to deal decent hits, except for this Mian Xiao. This Mian Xiao is going to be kind of a pain, and the way he brought it in, I figured it probably is Choice Scarf, but I know I'll outspeed a Mian Xiao Choice Scarf. After a +2, unfortunately I am going to miss the Air Slash, as, you know, Nick's Curse is kind of there, and, I mean, what are you going to do? Honestly, I'm kind of semi-glad that I missed the Air Slash, because it actually made this battle turn out to be really, really interesting. And I'm going to go for Scalp, get the burn, and I figured, you know, since I got the burn, he's probably not going to be a physically attacking Kingdra, believe it or not, and it doesn't look like he is. Judging by that damage, that is going to be a Choice Specs hit, which is, you know, disappointing, but, I mean, what can you really do? He is going to withdraw here, I guess, expecting me to withdraw, possibly into Bisharp or something. And he probably wanted the Mew to try and counter that, because it's a Swords Dance Mew, and it has Drain Punch, which could potentially be very, very bad. So he is going to go for the Swords Dance, and I figure, you know, go for the Toxic, because at the time I did not know what kind of Mew it was. So I figured just general, if he's like a Stally Mew, a general toxic will kind of shut down that whole stall part. Unless he's, you know, my cleric Mew set, which can take toxic and all that stuff all day. But I sincerely doubt it, since, you know, the idea of cleric Mew is very rare. He is going to bring in his Kindra, I guess, to die, more or less. I'm guessing that's what this is Death Fodder. Because he is going to end up, you know, dying to the burn after Scald and Stealth Rock damage, which is nice. Now we brought in his Umbreon, and now it's kind of, you know, not good. He's going to set the Swagger as I bring in my Bisharp, so he's clearly going to be a Swagger Foul Play variety of Umbreon, which is, you know, very nice, very gimmicky, and stuff like that. Unfortunately for him, I am going to break through the confusion, so at least that kind of makes up for the Air Slash miss earlier, I suppose. And basically, you know, a high jump kick is coming, so I'm going to bring in my Hitmontop. As I know, you know, Intimidate's going to lower his attack. I should be able to take a high jump kick. And, you know, I didn't take it as well as I thought I was going to, but I still take it fairly decently well. And I'm going to go for a close combat, and that does a lot. I have no attack investment in this Hitmontop, and that just did a lot of damage. I mean, that honestly surprised me. I was bringing in Bisharp to try and Sucker Punch and basically, more or less, I guess, you know, get the kill. But he's going to switch, and right here, since I have seen the Sword Stance at this point, obviously I don't want to, you know, stay and let him set up to +6 and just stall out my Sucker Punches. Because that would not be good, so I'm going to bring in my Melodic. As my Melodic does have the Marvel skill active because of the Synchronize also poisoning me. It's also going to be kind of not so good because we're both badly poisoned, and I can definitely outstall him, but I won't be able to take a Mienshao high jump kick, and with Regenerator, I'm not sure that at this point, if Sucker Punch will end up KOing, because I am not Choice Banded, I am actually Muscle Band, believe it or not. So, you know, I'm kind of worried about that in the future, so I'm going to try and make my Melodic live as long as it can, and the Scald is actually going to do a very nice chunk, believe it or not, because, I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, my Melodic has somewhat respectable special attack, but I have no special attack investment. It just did a nice chunk. And I am going to flinch and not be able to move, which more or less didn't matter, because I'm pretty sure a high jump kick would have taken me out at that range. It just ended up stalling out the turns a little bit more. And as you can see, I am going to take the same toxic damage I would have, so obviously the high jump kick is going to take me out. So right now we're down to hoping that even with Muscle Band, a Sucker Punch will KO the Mienshao. And it is going to, because Mienshao doesn't have the best defense. So, that was actually a very, very nice, close battle. Thank you, Bisharp. You actually always usually come through for me in most of my matches. So, you know, I'm really starting to like Bisharp a lot in UU, because it has actually pulled through for a lot of games for me. Just that ending Sucker Punch tends to, you know, more or less take out what needs to be taken out. But yeah, definitely good game, Draco Master, however you pronounce it. And yeah, we'll see the rest of you later. Bye.